非常感谢你来听我的频道。我不知道会有多少人能够坚持听下去，但是非常非常的感谢。今天是9月29号，然后呢，这篇新闻讲的是李强在联合国大会上的讲话，将中国塑造为和平与安全的维护者。因为众所周知，随着特朗普的政策，开始就是具有很多的对现有的有一些破坏性。那好像中国就在联合国上，我觉得就怎么说呢？就是怎么说，你要是碰上一个疯子，好像你什么都不做，你都可以有一个看上去就是比较稳健的这样一个角色吧。只能说，时代，好吧。我觉得我讲的很隐晦，可能大家也听不懂，但其实我也不知道我在讲什么。接下去我就还是继续来练英文吧。英文我知道我练的并不好，但是希望大家能与我一起共同进步。China's premier seeks to case Beijing as defender of international order. China's Premier Li Qiang, the country's second highest ranking official, made a spirited effort at the United States General Assembly in New York on Friday to show off Beijing's image on global stage and contrast it with the disruptive policies of the Trump administration. Mr. Li portrayed his country as a bulwark against the erosion of the values upon which the United Nations were founded and a force for global cooperation and multilateralism. China has all along acted as a staunch defender of world peace and security, he said. A major cause of the current global economy doldrum is the rise in unilateral and protectionist measures such as tariff hikes, Mr. Li said, an apparent reference to the trade policies of the United States under Mr. Trump. By contrast, China had consistently opened its door wider to the world, he said. Mr. Li comments and other efforts at the United Nations this week include China's first detailed public pledge to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, have continued Beijing's effort to case China as a leader of global institutions. At a time of American retreat under Mr. Trump, China has tried to seize on unpopularity of America's trade policy and U.S. support for Israel to drive a wedge between Washington and the rest of the world. Beijing against great importance to the United Nations because the country wields major influence by holding one of 5 prominent seats on the Security Council. Beijing has often used the influence to marshal support from developing nations to case votes in the UN General Assembly that align with its interests. This week, Mr. Li met with the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres and called on developing countries to jointly oppose bullying in and hegemony. Mr. Li also met on the sidelines of the meeting with Bill Gates, the tech billionaire and philanthropist, and asked him to help deepen cooperation between China and the United States. Relations between Beijing and Washington have stabilized since the powers became locked in a bitter trade war this year. President Trump and China's top leader Xi Jinping held a phone call last week, and Mr. Trump said they have agreed to meet next month on the sidelines of the Asian-Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit in Jeonju, South Korea. On Tuesday, Mr. Lee said China would no longer claim trade benefits as a developing nation as the World Trade Organization. The decision, analysts said, were aimed at casting China as a champion of fair trade at a time when the Trump administration was undermining the global trading system with tariffs. A day later, at an UN Climate Summit, Mr. Xi announced over video link a detailed target for cutting greenhouse gas emissions from China's huge economy. By contrast, Mr. Trump used his address to General Assembly on Monday to jail assistant climate scientists as a con job that was made by stupid people. On global politics, Mr. Lee cased China as a force for peace and cooperation, citing Beijing's support for peace talks between Ukraine and Russia, as well as Israel and Palestine. China has longer supported an independent Palestinian state based on the borders set before the Arab-Israeli War of 1967, when Israel defended a coalition of Arab states. China has been a close ally of Russia since it launched its full-scale invasion of Ukraine in 2022. Earlier this month, Mr. Xi signaled that Beijing would continue to ally itself with Moscow on issues of shared interest after a meeting with President Vladimir Putin of Russia. Thank you for today's listening. If you insist to hear, it is sincerely. Hope your lives with peace and happiness.